Welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. This channel is a sacred cache of wisdom created to help direct the deepest parts of your being towards healing, growth, and alignment with your highest self. If you have stopped by and you're watching, you have given me consent, you've given me the ability to connect with your energy. So thank you. Enjoy. Hello, welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. I hope you guys are well today. This is my second general encouragement of the day because the first one felt really specific. And so I said, let me come back and do just another short reading. And so I'm going to do another one. I hope you guys are well. And I hope you have had time to really sit with your thoughts and just kind of enjoy the day. You know, Sundays are really so beautiful for me because there used to be a time where Sundays represented something something very chaotic on the inside, though. For me, Sundays used to be a day that was filled with fear, even though I didn't know that that's what it was, filled with anxiety, filled with a lot of activity, but with not a lot of real meaning. Um, but now, as I look back, I don't know why I would have ever signed up, or ascribed to that. But now, as I embark upon my Sundays, it's so beautiful, and I love it because it represents for me what it truly means to rest. And so, as I enter into my Sundays, it's filled with things that bring my soul peace and things that bring my soul joy. And so, it's just very beautiful. And I hope you've had that kind of experience. I hope you found peace in the day today and doing things that call your soul, things that you love, that make you feel alive. It may look different than my day, right? I could just sit under a tree and be completely happy the whole day. For you, it could be, going to bike ride, or it could be going to do some painting, but whatever that is for you that calls your soul, I hope you were able to do that today and that you feel filled. And so thank you for stopping by. Blood Moon Oracle here, like, share, comment. And so I did pull out my cards here. I have caching, luck, communication. And then with my numbers Oracle deck, I have spirituality, abundance, and healing. And so spirituality is actually turned upside down. And so to address that first, I do feel like there could be something right now that is being, for whoever this would relate to, and I'm just going to go off of what I'm feeling. I feel like there could be something that's turning around for you, something that is being reversed. And it almost feels like it could be something negative that you have been subjected to. It's being turned around or reversed. And it's sitting underneath the caching card. I feel like this could be a time where things feel a little bit tight. Things may feel a little bit reserved. Maybe you're in that energy. And in the picture, there's the bird, and he's putting like pieces of food in the ground, kind of like storing it away for later. Now, for some of you, this could be something that you were planning to share or something that you were planning to do. I feel like Spirit is saying, not yet. Spirit is saying, no, don't come out with it yet. Put it away. Don't let it be seen, because now is not the time just yet. Hold that thought. Spirit is saying, I feel like there is something that is yet to be revealed that will be very significant that you need to know before releasing or sharing this. Okay. So Spirit is saying not yet for someone. I also have luck that came out with abundance underneath. And so I feel like for someone, you are entering into a season of this moment where things are going to be really abundant. And as I always say, abundance is not always money. It could be, but not always. Abundance is, it can be experienced in any part of life that you are, able to encounter. So anything that you can experience in your body or your mind or your spirit, you can have abundance of it. Okay. It's not just money. And so it could be peace. It could be joy. It could be happiness. It could be love. It could also be money, right? It could be material, something that you need for your business or something that you need around your home or, something that you need for your something that you're doing. And so there's something that's coming in right now in an abundance and you are in this very lucky moment. This energy that you're in is just very attractive and overflowing. I feel like what Spirit is saying here. And so if you are experiencing a moment where things feel very reserved and they feel tight, I feel like that just shifted. As you're listening to this message, that just shifted. Okay. And then we have communication with healing. Okay. And so there's something about possible messaging coming through, communication coming through that's going to be very healing. That's going to offer um, resolution. That's going to offer some bit of healing for you. Now, communication also, I feel like, is about clearing up communication. I'm hearing like a muffled sound, or maybe like the sound of rain, right? That may be overshadowing the communication. And so this says there's a need for clarity here. There's a need for clarity. Whatever this communication is, I feel like is directly linked to some sort of healing. Okay. Some healing is going to result as of clear communication. And it may kind of clear something up, some misunderstanding. Maybe there is kind of like communication happening, but there is something standing in between it where there is not clear reception of that. And so there's some healing coming in here as well. And so what I also notice is I have three master numbers. I have 66, 77, and 88. And so there is the healing coming through that leads to this spirituality, something being reversed, right? Or something coming into balance. We could even look at it that way. That's going to lead to this very abundant moment or situation that's happening right now. And master numbers are all about the intensification of the number. It's mastering this number and actually taking it to a higher level. And so when we look at the number 7, we're usually looking at, as I always say, it's something spiritual for me, but it's also like reflection, it's assessment, it's knowledge, it's wisdom, right? And so it's a mastering all of those areas, not just operating, but it's actually taking it up another notch and mastering that. Um, and then we have the 8, which is all about movement and action. It's all about legacies and mastery. It's all about accomplishment. So it's doing, it's moving, it's things coming to fruition, right? Things coming into being. It's the process of that, the movement of that. And then we have the 6s, which is all about, like we just said, communication, cooperation, harmony, problem solving, and finally progress, right? And so there's something that's really progressive about the message that's coming through. If there are hiccups or triggers here, I feel like this is a message that those things are being cleared out. Okay. But I'm going to pull out some tarot just to see what comes out here. What can we assume from this message that's coming out of your spirit? So first of all, we have the Fool. And so there's some new direction that is being taken. I like to think of the Fool as possibly going one way and then turning a 180 and heading in the opposite direction. It's like a whole new discovery, a new start. You were doing this for a certain amount of years and all of a sudden now you're doing this, and so there's some new direction. The Fool also reminds me of like spontaneity, adventure, something that sounds like it might be interesting or entertaining, right? Let's just see what this is about. And so there's something here I feel like that's drawing. It's drawing. Now, there seems to be a little bit of friction, though. With that new direction, sometimes that requires for us, again, to leave behind what was on this side, right? We're going this way, doing yada, yada, yada. Then we make the 180 and start going this way. And so it requires for us to leave what was over here. Sometimes that could be a work in progress, that could be a challenge, that could be something that we need to allow ourselves to grieve. If it is something that was very important to us, I just see that energy coming out that may provide a little bit of a challenge or may put obstacles in the way. What is this 5 of Cups? What is the 5 of Cups? And it could be that you're used to doing things a certain way. It's like, I got to learn it. I got to go through this again. I got to start something all over, right? I got to start from the bottom and build my way up again. It's almost like that kind of energy, especially if you've really created a very comfortable, situation going this way. But now you have to start all over because you're starting over again. And so this 5 of Cups represents that energy. But on the flip side of that is the exchange of, the Ace of Cups. It feels like this is something that will be very like you will get a lot of enjoyment out of this, whatever it is. This Ace of Cups is like being offered a new beginning with a lot of fulfillment for you. Whatever would be fulfilling for you, that aligns with you. Okay. But there's some, possibly some things that will be given up. Okay. Let's keep going. The Page of Wands. And I feel like you're all gung-ho about this. You're all gung-ho. The pages don't really think a lot. They're just like, okay, let's do it. Listen, let's see what happens. There's an excitement about this. Yeah. And a willingness to venture out. Okay. So that's where I see you being mentally about this right now. Now, for some of you, this could even be a job. The Page of Pentacles came out. And so this could be a new position that you'll be venturing over to. For some of you, it could be something else, but it's going to be something that I feel like you love, that's going to be aligned with you in a way that's going to bring lots of fulfillment for you. And it's going to cause you to grow in that you're going to have to challenge yourself here. I'm seeing that in the future with the Strength. I don't necessarily feel like it's going to be hard to stand in this position, but it's going to cause you to use your muscles. I'll say that. There's something that you've learned along the way that's going to be very applicable and useful for where you're going, and you will need to use what you've learned, okay? Because this is going to stretch you and require you to be bold. And I'm going to tell you why I say that. You see the bird standing on the nose of the lion? Where they do that at, right? Where will you see a bird standing on the nose of a lion? First of all, that's very bold and very courageous. But of course, there is some type of relationship that's built there, right? There's some type of trust that has been built. But I'm just saying, this talks about being courageous and stepping out and doing things that you probably wouldn't normally do. But it speaks to your experience and your level of it's almost like this rapport that you're building with where you're going in the future. You've built a rapport with this, right? And that's why you're able to do this. Not that it's not going to stretch you, because it is, but it just shows the level of skill you have to even be able to go there. Okay. All the pages have come out here. We have the page, not all of them, the Page of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups here in the past. And I feel like all of this, where we are today, is as a result of possibly believing some, message that you received some part along the way, or some vision that you were given. It's almost like this didn't just you didn't just wake up here, but this is because there was a following of a word that you received, or a message. There's something that was shown or told to you somewhere along the way that caused you to be entertained here. And so, but where you are right now, where you're going, let's see. Page of Pentacles came out again. So we have the Page of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, and the Ten of Cups. And this energy, I feel like, is leading as a support for you. I feel like you have a lot of immediate support around you. With the Ten of Cups, that says you're surrounded with supportive energies. Even as you are embarking upon this part of life for yourself, you may even have certain connections or partnerships that are serving as a support right now as well. The Page of Pentacles, I almost feel like sometimes that comes across as a child or a young person, someone new to something. That's coming across as a support as well. And this is Virgo, Capricorn, Scorpio energy, Cancer energy, or Pisces energy specifically. It doesn't have to be those signs. They could have those signs in their chart. You could be one of those signs, but the energy coming through is very, it almost feels personal for me. Your supportive energy is it's very personal. It might be, energies that are close to you. And they could be energies that are in the 3D. And you may have a lot of support too, where you're transferring over to with this Page of Pentacles. You're learning something new or going to a new position or place. There, you may have a lot of support already there waiting. So I do feel like you're very kicked back, not really doing anything right now. Right now, you're just kind of in laid back mode, just not concerned, Yeah. So let's see. I'll pull one more just to see how it comes out. How does this process end for my viewer? Where do we end up with this for my viewer? Six of Pentacles. And so where you'll end up is a place that's going to be very reciprocal. You'll get what you need, and you'll also be in a position to reciprocate that energy. So it's going to be a very balanced energy. This may even be, a place where you're able to give and balance things out. You may be in a place where you are able to, maybe you have more than others, and you're able to actually give to those that need, just to make sure things are balanced, right? Yeah. I see you being in a position to give, right? When this is all said and done, you're going to have an abundance came out. And so that's going to place you in a position where you're able to give when necessary. And so to sum it up, it feels like there's some things that are turning around right now. Things may not seem like they're in your favor at this moment. They may seem that way, but they may not. But there's something specific, though, that Spirit is asking you to hold off on. Wait, don't release it yet. Don't bring it out. There's still some more things being uncovered. And so that needs to be taken into consideration before you do this, right? And for someone, there's something to do with abundance here, or luck. Maybe it's just a matter of timing, right? Because luck did come out. It's almost like that energy preparation. When you bring preparation together with opportunity, you end up with success. So there may be something with timing here that's going to place you in a better position and open up, some sort of abundance for you. And then there's some healing happening here as well through communication, through being open, through being honest, through communicating clearly, right? There's some healing happening as well. And so for whoever you are that's resonating with this, there's like a whole new direction that you've chosen to go in. You've chosen to take like an adventure, a journey that's going to actually land you in a very interesting spot. Okay. Where you're going to be very supported, right? Very taken care of. For some of you, it's a new job, a new workplace. You may experience a little bit of separation grief here, but I almost feel like it'll be worth it. Let's see, what does my viewer need to take from this? Any lessons? What is it that they need to know? That you'll need to use your intuition here, because I feel like a lot of this is you needing to trust the process, even though you may not be able to see clearly. You have your intuition to operate off on. Because for someone, things are going to change drastically. Change. I see change in the energy. I see change, in all of the energy. When we talk about abundance, again, we're talking about emotional, spiritual, physical, mental, financial, right? There's a change that's happening all around right now. And you may not exactly know how that's going to unfold. I have the moon here, the 5 of Pentacles and the 5 of Wands, but there's a trust, and then there's a being guided by your intuition, okay? And not being afraid to ask. There's a connection that I'm feeling, very strong connection that you have. Don't be afraid to ask for clarity for what you need. Yeah. I feel like communication is very big here. The 3 of Cups comes out. And so there may be a few very important players here to consider. So communication and clarity is going to be very big. Okay. Let's see what we don't see on the bottom of the deck. Ooh, manifesting the 8 of Swords. Yeah, so like I said, right now, it may not in this moment feel like you're able to actually go and do and move. You may even feel a little bit hindered for some reason, but I feel like something is being flipped here. But you still, Spirit is saying, still continue working, manifesting, still doing. The Ace of Cups and the 7 of Wands. Boundaries are definitely needed right now, okay? Because what's opening up for you, this Ace of Wands, is definitely going to be something that you'll need to be aware of, guard, understand what it is that you have, okay? That's all. I'm not going to go any further. So I hope that made sense. A little bit more general than the last reading I had. And so good luck on your new venture, okay? Thank you so much for stopping by Blood Moon Oracle. It's always a pleasure to read for you. And if you have not yet, it's still daytime where I am. Go outside, get some fresh air, enjoy a nice little walk by the trees and the grass and the birds and the bees. Okay. And I will talk to you guys next time. Blood Moon Oracle here. Make sure you like, share, comment. Easy ways to support the channel. And if you have not yet, consider subscribing. Hit the bell if you do. Much appreciated. Bye.